Test, test, test. Going live in a few minutes. Test, test. Mic's not on yet. Digitized live in Studio 1B in Cape Coral, Florida. It's been raining all goddamn day. You can't go outside to play, and Dave damn near kills himself. But more on that coming up soon. Here he is, the driver of the van, the man of the donut hour, the tire of the blow-up guy, Dave the Waterman.
What's up, bro? How you doing today, man?
How are you,
Great
man?
intro, man. Appreciate that. Thank you. That was very, very colorful, man. Dude, bro, first off, I want to say I am super stoked. I had a damn good week up until today. You know, things were going good. I got a promotion at work, an official promotion now.
Woo!
Yeah, damn right, dude. Woo!
What's your official title now?
Well,
asshole?
No. I am officially would be considered a service tech.
Okay.
So now I'm able to go into homes and change filters and clean out the air handler lines and just minor things, So that's been very cool. I was very, very stoked about that because obviously that's going to be a significant pay raise,
Mm-hmm.
And things are going to get a little bit better in my life, man. And I'm going to be able to eat some food and not cramp up all the time from not eating and drinking nothing, And
Yep.
like before the show, you saw me sitting here and I'm trying to shake my hand out, man. I worked all day today.
My hands are working like shit right now, but I will get onto that later.
Yep. And they just I get that. I guess it's a potassium deficiency is what they say.
Well, when you wake up, does it feel like your calf is turning inside out?
I have felt that. Yes.
Yes. That's a lack of potassium. I remember the first time that happened to me, I was laying in bed and I just started screaming. It felt like someone was taking my calf muscle, twisting it inside out like a rubber band and then pulling it taut.
Bro,
It's worse than any Charlie horse you've ever had.
Yes.
It's garbage.
So that's like with my hands, except they start. I mean, literally, they distort to the point to where they're doing things I've never seen. It's just like, I'm just like totally just my whole body's just doing weird twists and turns that it's not supposed to do, man. I mean, technically, I guess it can do it because it's doing it, but it's not like I'm doing it on a normal basis.
Sure.
So I got to tell you, man, today, first off, the week went great. Stan was a little pain in my ass on Friday. Thank you, Stan. Appreciate that, as always.
He's just trying to straighten you out, brother.
Yeah, trying to straighten me out. He's being, he's really railing hard, man. And it's like, come on, bro. You gotta loosen up a little bit, man. I don't know, what's happening, man, but just relax. It's all good. Things are good, brother. Things are good.
Mm-hmm.
So, other than that, great week. But today
sucked. Like I said, it's been raining at least over my house.
Yes.
For like damn near 12, 13 hours.
All day long.
And it just sucks, man.
All day. I was down in Estero, down actually in San Carlos Park all day today. And it took me, I don't know, maybe 3 hours to get there.
To Estero?
Yeah, to San Carlos Park this morning.
Why is that?
So I'm cruising. I leave beautiful Cape Coral, Florida. Love it. Leave beautiful Cape Coral, Florida, man. I'm headed south. What's the deal with that thing, man?
Keep on going, man.
All right, so I'm headed south. And I'm cruising along. Traffic's flowing. Doing about 55, bro. Center lane. Okay, do you know where, I think it's Enterprise Lane, where the Barnes & Noble is if you're headed south on 41, the Barnes and Noble and like Pet Worlds on your left, and then there's the Marriott or
Are
Fairfield.
you talking down by like Miramar and all that crap, like in Bonita or Fort Myers?
No, in Fort Myers. Excuse me, in Fort Myers. It's. I think it's like Enterprise Lane, but it's like the Fairfield Marriott's on your right. There's like I think the Acura dealerships right around
Vaguely.
that area, and then like the Barnes and Noble and the Wine World Market wines.
Oh,
or
okay, yeah,
whatever.
over where CompUSA used to be.
Right,
I know
exactly.
across from Bell Tower. See, if you would have
Right,
simply said
okay.
across from Bell Tower,
Well,
everybody would know where you're
it's
talking
a little
about.
bit further down though, man. It's a little bit further down.
Barnes and Nobles isn't.
I thought it was, man.
No, man, it's right next door to where CompUSA used to be, which is now a Michael's like art supply store.
Okay, all right. Well,
I opened that store and closed it.
right on, bro. Right on.
I probably opened and liquidated probably 3 large corporations in my life. It's insane.
We had actually talked about that once before. That is insane, absolutely insane. So check it real quick. I'm not flying. I'm going with traffic.
Mhm.
I'm not going to be, the complete dick and just, So I'm doing probably about 50, 55, cruising along, man. The wind's picking up. The storms. You can tell the storms were already brewing early this morning, man.
Mhm.
Next thing I know, it was like a bomb went off, bro. Boom! And next thing, the whole front end of the van just dives into the right side, front right, just dives into the
You have a
concrete.
blowout?
Yeah, major.
That sucks.
Not even this wasn't just a blowout, bro. The whole tread shredded off, man. I mean, just shredded off, and there's cars coming, and they're
Mhm.
veering around it, and I'm just holding on to the wheel, and the whole back end kind of popped up in the air like it was about to try to roll,
Sure, because the whole
and I'm just
passenger side of your van
Yeah.
just sank to the ground.
and I'm just hanging on, man, and I'm hanging on for dear life. I'm hanging on to that wheel, and I was in the center lane, so I immediately, as soon as it dived, it wanted to cut over to the right. Thank God, man, there was nobody in that right lane. I got so lucky with that. And so I cut over in the right lane, and then I get over into the turn lane. I get the vehicle stopped, and I'm just like, my heart. You know how, man, you've had blood. Your heart just.
Sure.
I mean, especially when it's.
It's kind of like when a cop turns on his lights and then they go around you.
yeah, exactly.
That was close.
Yeah. Woo.
Hey,
Man.
don't swallow. Oh, damn it.
Man, why'd you take that? Come on, bro. What are you doing? He's just
Gotta
going
wait
around.
until at least we stop driving. then swallow
Yeah,
it.
come on. But so I get over and I'm in the turn lane, and I'm sitting there, and this guy, and I get out, and I'm like, holy shit.
Mhm.
Like, I just, you know what? I just totally averted a major catastrophe here. I'm in a company vehicle.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
With a phone number on it.
With a phone number on the side and everything. And so I call the boss, and I said, hey, I'm on my way to your place. I got a little bit of a situation right now. I said,
What happened?
yeah. Well, sir, I'm cruising down 41, and the right front tire exploded.
Say what?
Exactly, that's what I said. That's how I felt, man.
Well, that's all right, Dave. Don't you have a spare?
Yeah, sure. You know what? There should be. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I've looked
Well,
under
you're a
there.
grown-ass
Seen one.
man.
Yeah.
Look in the back of the truck
I've seen one.
and look at the spare and put it on.
Well, sure thing, sir. No problem. No problem.
Why are you bothering me on a Saturday? Can't you put a spare tire on?
Not a problem, sir. Not a problem. Not a problem at all. Hey, you know what? Let me call you back in a minute.
Okay, how about this? How about you don't call me back and I'll assume everything's fine.
Yeah, okay. If that happens, I just I still like to check in and let you know everything's good to go.
Okay.
So I get on, and this guy on a bicycle comes riding up, and he's got my hubcap in his hand, and he's like, bro, he's like, your hubcap launched like, a quarter mile down the road, man, And I was like, no way. He's like, yeah, I seen it rolling down. It hopped onto the curb and it hopped onto the sidewalk. It was just cruising down the sidewalk, dude.
Nice.
So I was like, oh, thank you, man. So the guy brings me the hubcap, and he's like, and then I look back and there's all that debris in the road,
Mhm.
So I'm like, okay, they got the stoplight, so I'm going to run out into the road. I'm going to grab all this debris because I don't want people, you know, I'm not going to be that guy that just, you know, leaves all this crap out there.
Well, not only that, it's still a good hubcap.
Well, the hubcap's good. Well, hubcap was fine, man. It had
Worst case scenario, it has some scrap value to it.
you know, maybe a little bit, maybe just a tad, but
Speaking of that, not to interrupt you, but
yeah,
last time I was at the scrapyard dropping off computers, there's like 4 of this old globe style center caps for like old Fords. Like
yeah.
somebody had traded them in. I'm thinking, what the? I looked real quick to make sure none of them were Volkswagen, but like 2 of them had an F on it, and I don't know if the other
Right.
one's just blank. But
Hey, you know,
I'm like, why the hell would you scrap those? Sell them on eBay. Thinking
Yeah,
if you're
you're gonna-
scrapping crap like that, you probably don't know what eBay is.
you're just grabbing stuff off the side of the road, man. So I go and run out into the road, run out on the 41. I grab literally the whole entire circular tread is laying out there in 2 pieces.
Mm-hmm.
I drag, you know, I get all that stuff out of the road, so you know, so that the road's clear. And I'm like, okay, man. And I'm like, there's no way I'm going to change the tire right here in the turn lane. So I'm going to limp this baby over into the parking lot of the Marriott, the Fairfield Inn.
Sure.
So I limp it over there, and that's when I went to go get the spare, and I get the jack out, get everything out.
Oh, it's got one of those that's mounted in the back where you got to get the long.
Yeah, it's got the
pole
long
to do the-
pole, it's got the circle, yeah, and it lowers it down.
And every one of those damn cranks are always rusted out. They don't ever want to lower, so most people end up getting down low enough and cutting the cable,
Bro,
because they're all. Now Florida's not as bad, but like when you're up in Ohio, the Midwest, we got salt on the roads.
I could imagine.
That is the worst place to mount a mechanical lowering device
You're right.
to hoist up a 70-pound tire.
60, 70-pound tire, man, no
Horrible.
doubt. That would suck.
Yeah, I've been there. My S10 had one. And
That
so
would
what happens
suck.
once you get the tire off, it won't crank back up, and so you see
So you
people
get
driving
down-
around with the thing.
There
Long
you go.
before truck nuts, we had the tire jack thing just
Yep.
swinging back and forth underneath the rear differential,
There it
banging
is.
off of it.
That's where they probably came up with the idea of truck nuts, man, watching those things dangle around. So I go to look at the spare, and I'm like, all right on. And I got under there, and I looked, and I said, are you kidding me?
What's wrong? What's wrong with the spare?
The tread was ripped off.
So at some point, someone had blown. Because once again, this is not a top flight fleet van. You have the one that's been sitting in the back that's been rotting in the sun.
I've got the lower
So apparently,
tier
at
one.
some point when it was in heavy rotation, someone
Yes.
had already blown out the tire,
Exactly.
swapped the spare,
Exactly.
put the blown out tire back,
Completely
and then
it
failed
back
to
up.
report it.
Failed.
Or
completely.
they reported it, and someone said, "Well, we're going to retire that van anyhow, so why bother replacing it
No, I think
until Dave comes along?"
Yeah, I think they failed to report it, brother, because even the boss man was like, "Well, I don't understand. That should be a good tire underneath there. I don't get it. You know."
So now
So
you're
now-
sitting on the side of the road with 2 blown out tires.
2 completely blown out tires.
What
man.
did you do?
So I said, I got to get to work. Let me think here for a minute. And I said, do. And I called the boss man back and I said, well, let me just tell you.
Hello.
Sir,
What the hell's going on now, Dave? Don't you know how to put on a spare tire?
that's not the issue. The issue is, sir, that the spare tire, the tread's completely ripped off it as well.
Do what now?
I'm just telling you what I'm looking at,
How many
sir.
times have you blown out this tire, Dave?
You know, this is my first blowout. You know that, boss. You know that. It's my first
Clearly,
blowout.
someone forgot to report the fact that the van that we retired had a bad tire on it.
Exactly. So, I don't know, what you want to do here. I can call I can call my buddies over at the tow company and all that. No, let's not do that. He's like, all right, man. And I could hear the disgust. He was tired, man. It was early in the morning. He was just like, all right, man. He's like, look, give me about 30 minutes. I'll be down there.
Okay.
I'm going to go to the shop
Mm-hmm.
and rob a tire from one of the other fleet vans.
Yeah, the retired van that was a little bit too good to give to you.
Yeah. And I'll bring you that tire. And in the meantime, I was like, okay, cool. So in the meantime, I get it, get all the lug nuts loosened up,
Mhm.
ready to go. So as soon as he gets there, man, I can just
NASCAR style.
Yeah, brother, just get it done and get to work, get
Now,
going.
did you have a lug wrench or did you have a 4-way?
I had a lug wrench.
Oh, that
sucked.
Do yourself a favor, kids. When you get your new
Absolutely.
car, go down to the local auto store and get yourself a four-way
Four-way.
in the trunk. And the reason
Always.
being is you can get a couple good whips on it, and
Mhm.
plus you have better leverage. Whereas a lug wrench is a straight pipe with a small, maybe 20-degree turn at the end. Think
Absolutely.
of a crowbar with a lug at the end.
Yeah.
You can't
With a
get
bend,
very
yeah.
good leverage on
Nope.
that. It sucks. You get yourself a four-way, throw the lug wrench in your garage,
Absolutely.
and move on with your life.
Absolutely, man. And he's of course, those wheels got their 8 lugs.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" And I'm like, I get the jack, and of course, it's one of those, dinky ass pole jacks. I'm talking garbage, man. And I'm going, dude. I'm looking back at the van. I'm like, I don't even have a 2x4 or nothing, to kind of.
I had
set
one of
it
those
on.
jacks collapse on me, bent in half. I was on my driveway with just the slightest of angle, and it was
Right.
enough that the whole damn thing just came down. I've
Damn.
never used a factory jack since.
Yeah. Hey, I'm glad. Look. So obviously, I kind of started, using it, and I was like, this isn't gonna work, man. There's no way these tires are it doesn't match up.
Sure.
They've obviously they're different factory tires, or they've put bigger tires on it at some point, and this jack is not going to work with this van. So thank God, man. And as soon
Because you're
as
thinking once it gets to full extension that you're not going to have enough gap below the tire.
exactly,
Because the tires are bigger
it's
than.
not going to be able to mount on. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
It's just not going to be high enough to get
Enough
it mounted.
clearance.
Yeah, to get
Well, the thing is if you barely
get
have
it on
enough
there.
clearance to get the flat tire off, you sure as
It
shit
was-
ain't going to have enough clearance to get a fully inflated
and I'm
tire.
telling you, that's exactly what I was facing, that very issue, man. And I'm going, bro, I'm like, come on. I'm like, dear God, I've had a great week, and now this is going to happen. And what else is going to happen today? Well, I'll tell you about that here in a minute. So anyway, the boss man shows up. He's got the tire. He actually brought a floor jack, man. And I was like, yeah, 3/4 ton, floor
The last
jack.
time I got a flat tire, I was heading from the station to the first stand and handing night at the Miracle Stadium.
Right.
In my white Tacoma.
Oh, yeah, that was a nice one.
And I got a blowout.
Oh, man.
Hit a big ass bolt. And I pulled over into a furniture store, and luckily the guy who works in receiving was outside smoking, and he saw me lowering the tire down. He came out with his floor jack. I was like, thank God.
Yeah, man. Dude, them floor jacks. And that's another thing I think that the young kids should get, and they always have, is a damn floor jack.
Yeah,
a
but
four-way and a floor jack.
The
Not to
floor
carry
jacks take up a
around.
lot of room, though. But yes, you
Not to carry
definitely
around,
want to
but to
have
have it
a
at the
floor
house.
jack and floor stands in your garage.
Absolutely. Have it at the house. Some jack stands, floor jack. Absolutely, man. But so he brought the floor jack, and as soon as, boom, it was like, I got it. I mean, it was like boom, boom, NASCAR, no doubt. Just, got that baby jacked up in the air, man. Got those lugs off. Boom, switch, put it on, get down to the, to the job. And, of course, as we all know, we've had crappy weather today.
Yep.
All damn day. It has been threatening to rain, sprinkling, pouring, slowing down, dumping down, lightning. It's been the works all day long.
Hold that thought. Thanks to one Johnny Gomez who's tuning in.
Yeah.
As of 18 minutes ago, Senator John McCain, former presidential candidate, has died at 81.
Really?
I know last week his family, I think it was Thursday, his family came out and said that they were going to assist him to see, they're going to stop with the treatment of his cancer. That he basically, it's gone too far.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, apparently
Now,
being
this is
reported as
just
of 18 minutes ago on CNN, whenever America was in a fight during his long lifetime, John McCain was in the thick of it. John McCain, who died at the age of 81, was a naval bomber pilot, prisoner of war, conservative maverick, and a giant of a Senate, a giant in the Senate.
Mm-hmm.
Blah, 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 Arizona politician, yada, yada, yada.
He was a politician for a long time now. He was a Republican from Arizona, correct?
Yeah. And not only was he in the, what do they call it, the Hilton Hanoi, or the Hanoi Hilton during Vietnam.
He was, yep.
The other thing that he was kind of famous for, he was involved in one of the largest flight deck mishaps in naval history.
Really?
Yeah, I think it was during a fueling exercise.
Is it that video that's
it ignited on fire? And,
yeah, I've seen that video.
And so now when you go into Naval Training Camp or boot camp, they show that video and another one from the Nimitz.
Yeah, like the ammunition started going off and everything. That is wild stuff, man.
That's in right now. John McCain is no longer with us.
Rest in peace. 81 years old.
Family.
Absolutely.
Thank you for your service, sir.
Absolutely. Unreal. So continue with your blowout, man. So you were on your way to Stand Haney night, and
well, that was a minor one. The one that when you told me what happened, which reminded me of yours, was very similar. It was like the first or second time my daughter had come down here from Ohio.
Okay.
And she flew down, and the idea was I was going to drive her back up. But at the time, my personal vehicle, which was my Firebird, was running like shit. And so I had my Chevy Fleet Van, the same exact Fleet Van you're driving.
Exactly, yeah.
And so I knew I was going to leave at night, at Saturday morning at midnight, i.e. Friday night, midnight.
Yeah, whatever.
So Friday, I took my van down to an oil change place down here off the Pine Island.
Yeah.
Type of place that gets a lot of turnover with a lot of high school kids. And they did the oil change, topped off the fluid, inflated my tires, and everything was good. So I left here at midnight, drove, and I got into outside of Atlanta, suburb of Atlanta, outside of Atlanta, stopped at a rest stop, and I slept for like 3 hours. So then I hit the road, and I'm driving, I get through Atlanta. But this is the middle of August.
Yeah, it's hot up there, man.
Temperature's rising.
Yes, sir.
The temperature of your tires rise as you're driving long distances, especially in the heat.
Absolutely.
So we're driving, and we hear a life flight is coming in.
Uh-oh.
Like, what the hell?
Yeah, right.
And we see across the street a SUV had overturned and threw all of its belongings and passengers out in the street, and life flight was coming in. So we go past it, and I hear, just like you said, kaboom!
Yeah.
Flop, 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 flop. I'm like, what the? My daughter's laying in the back because it's a Fleet Van. I cleared it all out, basically blanked. So she's sleeping in the back. She wakes up, I'm like, what the hell is that? Now keep in mind, you were driving down the street doing 45. I'm driving down the street doing 80.
Yeah.
And so I pull over, and I look out, and my tire was not flat. My tire had essentially overinflated and threw the tread off. And here's a photo, which I'll post on our Facebook page.
Oh, man, yeah, I'll send you mine, too.
Basically, what happened was, let me get to, I'll get to that
Keep
later.
Going for it. Whoa, man, look at that.
And so I go and I get my spare tire, and it's pretty worn down because much like your incident, we had swapped the spare with that because on Fleet Vans, they don't come with donuts. They come with full-size tires.
Absolutely. You got a standard
And
size
so I
tire.
swapped the tire out, but it was bald. And so I called my dad. I said, look, I just had a blowout.
Yeah.
And I put the spare tire on there, but it looks like shit.
It don't look
Once
too
we
good
get to
either.
Kentucky, I need to buy a tire.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll figure something out.
Yeah.
Driving. About 10 minutes. Kaboom!
No
now, keep in mind, I
way.
didn't. Flip.
Yeah. Holding on to that wheel,
Son
shaking.
of a bitch. I'm in the middle of nowhere, Georgia.
Oh, man.
And so I go out and I go to the spare tire.
Yeah.
It's there. It's perfectly fine. Walked around. One of my other good tires.
Oh,
Exact same thing.
No.
Wasn't flat. Overinflated. The tread, it didn't blow off, but the band had snapped.
Okay, yeah. What, man?
And so I make my way to this little truck stop called Crazy Ed's.
yeah, look at that.
And so now here I am in the middle of nowhere, Georgia. I'm on a mission to get my daughter home.
Well,
I've been up since midnight.
yeah.
At this point, it's probably 9 in the morning. I got 2 flat tires and a Fleet Van.
Oh,
And it's Sunday, mind you.
Mm.
Now, who's not open on Sundays?
Oh, automotive repair shops.
Correct. Well, luckily, the van had roadside service, and we were able to get it towed. And I found a Walmart nearby.
Okay.
So we had it towed to Walmart, but I had no money on it.
Oh,
Not enough money for a tire.
yeah.
And so I'm thinking, well, it's a Walmart, it's corporate. I'll call my dad,
Yeah, have them
have him run to
credit
Walmart.
card number or whatever.
We don't
we don't do out of state stuff.
we don't do that, what you're going to have to do, you're going to have to drive down to your local Walmart, get a money order, Western Union, transfer it down here, pay the service
Oh my
fee.
gosh.
You get the money from Western Union, and luckily these guys stuck around, even though it was closing time for the tire shop. They put a tire on. Long story short, I got the tire on. A drive that's usually 17 hours took me 22.
Oh.
So I drive up there. We crash at my mom's house, get up next morning, drive the 2 hours each way, so that's 4 hours, drop my daughter off, come back to my mom's, hang out there, sleep again, and then get up and drive straight home back to Florida. So I did that. I was back here by Wednesday.
Oh my God, you had to have been so burned out.
I was so burnt out.
You had to have been cooked.
Let me,
Cooked,
I
brother.
want to get on a topic real quick.
Sure, man.
And I'm concerned.
Uh-oh.
So last week we did our second live stream video.
Yeah, yeah.
We got the new camera. Everything looked good. We were
Yeah.
happy with
What's
it.
up, everybody?
We were like, woo! And Junior had shared the live stream with the Stan and Haney evidence.
Okay.
And so we instantaneously started getting viewers, like zip. Our viewer number, like while we were live, we had 500-600 viewers.
Oh, wow.
And that video last week got 1,200 views,
Wow, okay.
which is great, except for the fact
Right.
that once the video was over and Dave and I saved it and played it back, we had realized that the audio was not coming off the board like it is tonight.
Yeah, that's true. That's
So
true.
no one could hear the background music. No one could hear the phone calls coming in. The audio sounded like shit because it's coming through the microphone built onto the camera instead of coming through the microphones we're talking into.
Oh,
And
man.
so for me, it was like a huge failure.
Yeah, you had to.
And
have
I'm
been
just watching these numbers
bombed.
tick up.
And you
and they're
had to have
ticking,
been.
like, stop watching.
Yeah, right.
Stop watching.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Well, because
people?
my concern was that so many people are tuning into this video.
Absolutely.
The audio sounds like shit, and I knew 3/4 of these people aren't going to tune in for the next one
Right.
because they're going to assume the video sounds like shit.
And they're going to assume that it's always going to, yeah.
And as of right now, my hypothesis is absolutely correct. Thanks to the 8 of you watching.
Oh, beautiful.
It's awesome.
Stoked.
Clearly, you're part of the OG5.
Yeah, man, clearly.
But I'm sitting there watching, like, here's my failure on display.
Oh,
and we got
man,
More views than we'll ever have. And I'm just sitting there watching through the week. I'm like, stop watching.
Oh,
But it
man.
gets worse because, unbeknownst to me, and I
Yeah.
got to check right now, Audition had crashed. And so I was like, well, screw it. Because whenever we
Oh,
do
yeah, I
the-
remember, yep.
whenever we do these videos, I download them from Facebook.
Yeah.
The quality's kind of sucks, but there's no way to capture a video plus live stream it, at least not with the rudimentary technology I have
Yeah.
at my disposal. And so my original thinking was, I'll take the video, I'll overdub the Audition
Yeah.
audio, put it on YouTube.
Sounds
problem solved.
perfectly legit.
Well, Audition had crashed. I only had 9 minutes of the
Oh,
hour
my
and
God.
10 that we did.
Bro.
And so it's like, well,
You had to have
it's like,
been
shit,
just losing
I have
it.
nothing to upload to our podcast
Yeah, you had to have been
except for
losing
this horrible quality off the camera. And so what I did on Sunday is I downloaded the video and I
Right.
started recording it in Audition, the horrible
Oh,
sound,
okay, all
so that I
right.
have some audio to
Yeah,
upload to
yeah.
the internet.
Okay.
And my dad calls me.
Uh-oh.
Hey, man, what are you doing? Watching TV?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just bought a treadmill.
Yeah, right.
I don't have a truck. Of
Mm,
course, it's raining.
Of course.
And I said to him, do you have a tarp?
Yeah, of course.
No. Do you think we need one?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think
Could you
it's-
pick one up? Sure.
Yeah, no problem.
Now, as what tends to happen when you come on and you make proclamations of how you should behave when living in one state,
Yeah, true.
last Saturday I came on and like Mr. Know-It-All, Mr. King Shit, and was explaining to everybody, if you're going to live in Florida, you better have a jacket in your car.
I think that's pretty legit. And, or
Well, the
an
problem
umbrella,
was is I
you
didn't
know?
keep my advice because my jacket was
Oh.
drying out in my garage from the day before when it got rained on, and I didn't realize it. And by the time I got to the big box store to buy the tarp, it was an effing monsoon.
Dude.
And so I'm running through the parking lot of the big box store. There's 5 inches of water on the ground. My feet are soaked. I'm completely drenched. I go in there and get a tarp. I walk out. Everybody's like standing underneath the vestibule waiting for
Yeah,
the rain.
waiting.
I'm like, dude, this ain't
It's
going to
not
stop.
gonna stop anytime soon.
I just ran back out to my car. And
Yep.
so I'm going to the destination of the house that my dad got this treadmill off
Treadmill,
of
okay.
on Craigslist or Marketplace.
Yeah.
And as I'm heading over there completely drenched, the rain starts slowing down.
Mm-hmm.
And as I look around, and as it tends to be in Florida, you can see where the rain stops.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll be a son of a bitch that the destination where this treadmill was, it was not fucking raining. I left my house, got completely soaked, running through a parking lot
I'm trying not to laugh, man, but that's...
to get a goddamn treadmill.
Bro, that sucks, man. Dude.
Waterman and D-Train, who's this?
What's going on, fellas? It's Justin.
Hey, Justin, hold
Hey,
tight. I'm
what's up,
finishing up
buddy?
a story. And so
Go ahead.
I'm completely drenched.
Right.
I get there. There's not even goddamn raining. We hoist the treadmill up in the back of my truck.
Yeah.
Puts a tarp on. I'm completely drenched.
You're
My
soaked.
parents are out there just having a good old time talking to this lady because they just happen to own a computer company too, and they're all into the same shit.
Everything's...
And so I drive all the way down, drop off the treadmill, and not once did they get wet. This is their goddamn treadmill. They bought. I had to leave my house when I'm trying to do work.
You're getting soaked.
I'm
Your
completely
shoes
drenched.
are soaked.
I get back here, and because I live in the dead zone of FPL, no, not even. I'm not even going to bomb FPL of Lee Electric, whatever the hell they are, LCEC.
Yeah, LCEC, yeah.
My effing power turns off if you fart wrong.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah,
now
oh, yeah.
I have this podcast, which, as I explained, the audio was gone.
Yep, the
Audition
audio's
sucked.
gone.
I'm recording the horrible audio from the video from the live
From
feed.
the live feed.
Come back
into
home to
Adobe.
find my effing power had gone out,
Oh,
which means the audition wasn't recording, which means that was all lost. And so I had to do it for a second time.
Oh, my.
And I'm recording this in real time, so it's an hour and a half. And so last week's episode
Yeah.
was not meant to be seen. I
Right,
had
exactly.
1,200 people watching on
it, and
Facebook.
it looked-
The audio is fucking garbage.
Yeah, no.
Audition crashed. I'm trying to salvage a show
Yeah.
for our audio listeners.
Yeah.
I get called out. I get rained on to pick up something for my parents who are bone dry.
Yeah,
Waste
bro.
$30 on an effing tarp that they didn't need.
Yeah.
And it's just like, are you effing kidding me?
One of them days, man.
Just
You
one of
had
those
one
days.
of those days.
And it's like, I'm the good guy. I
Yeah.
left my house. Why am I the one who's soaked?
You're trying to help somebody out, man.
Hey, man, what's going on? City name's Justin?
What's up, Justin?
Hey, what's up, fellas? How you guys doing? I haven't talked to you guys in a few weeks.
Right
Good,
on, man. We're doing good, man. How about yourself, buddy?
Good deal. Hey, on hold, I was trying to hear what you guys were saying, but you were talking about last week's episode not being very clear and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little rough. It was a little rough. I usually listen to you guys in the garage when I'm working out,
Right on.
and yeah, it certainly was not
No,
not
it was
clear.
fucking
listened,
garbage.
but yeah, totally was rough.
If you
understanding
fast
what was
forward to
going
the last 9 minutes of the show, you get clear audio from
Yeah.
Audition before it but when I realized that it crashed and started recording all over again.
I think it's going to sound good tonight, though. No, we're going to have a good one.
Well, my biggest fear, Justin, and I think I've been proven correct, is I had so many people watching that train wreck of
Yeah,
a show
that's what gets you.
that I knew that I would lose potential future viewers, and so far I'm right. No one's really watching us live, which is fine. I love the 9 people who are,
Yeah.
but this is an audio podcast, so we're not going to focus too much on that. So what have you been up to?
Yeah, man. What's going on?
Oh, guys, I've been working like crazy. Got a big old house down in Naples, an 8-bathroom castle that I've been running the pipe on.
You've been laying
Other
some
than
pipe.
that,
Yeah, man.
yeah, you guys know I'm a plumber, man. So
Yeah,
man, running the pipe.
Right on, man.
So other than that, what have I been doing?
How long does something like that
Just been
take you?
hanging out.
Justin, real quick.
Sure.
And you got it.
Well, it
You said
depends how
eight-
many yards of
well,
pipe he's
that's what I'm
running,
saying.
how many bends,
That's
how
what I'm
much solder.
saying. You've got an 8-bedroom mansion, basically. How much pipe?
No, 8-bathroom.
Oh, 8-bathroom. Excuse me. 8-bathroom.
Now, are you running that
So
new
there's
clear flex pipe, or are you running?
11 bedrooms, 8 bathrooms.
Jesus.
Oh my God, man.
Now, are you running the new clear flex pipe, or are you doing the old style PVC shit?
Well, PVC for the drainage, fellas, of course, but I prefer to run CPVC for my hot and cold. I'm not a PEX water pipe guy. I like CPVC. It's very straight. It looks very clean. And this house is actually going to be in Signature Homes magazine.
Nice.
The last house I did for this particular contractor was sold by Sotheby's. So I'm sure you guys, if you've ever watched Antique Roadshow,
Yep.
Absolutely.
heard of Sotheby's, high-end auction houses like that.
Absolutely.
So yeah, man. Every 2 years, this particular builder builds a a freaking castle down in Naples, and it's one hell of a job.
I was gonna say that's a nice contract to get.
As far as fixtures, and I mean fixtures only, toilets, sinks, faucets and stuff, we're looking about 40, 50 grand just in fixtures.
Nice.
How long something like that take you to get that all?
I work for a small company. My buddy I work for 15 years.
Right on.
And I've been a plumber for 18 years. And the gentleman that I work for was my Little League coach when I was a kid growing up.
Oh, wow.
Him and I have quite a repertoire. He's like family to me.
Very cool.
I run the business. We have about 8 guys right now who work for us. And so about 3 days a week, I have been on this job for, let's say, about a month. And it's me and just another guy who I trust very carefully running these pipes on this house. You know, it's there's a lot of thought involved in this. There's 3 water heaters on this house.
Yep.
So we got to make sure that we make sure everything is perfect.
Do you use those recirculation pumps? Do you believe in those at all?
Well, actually, each water heater, 3 water heaters, have recirculating pumps built onto them. They're gas-fired propane water heaters, and they have built-in recirculating pumps. So, yeah, if you can be in the farthest bathroom away from either water heater in the house, and you turn on the faucet, and within about 2 or 3 seconds, you have basically hot water.
Hot water.
Now, let me ask you about that flex pipe again. That new flex style pipe, the water pipe, the flex stuff.
Sure. Yeah.
I would assume you have to. I don't want to say stapled, but you have to use you have to fasten the shit out of that stuff, because I would assume, since it's so flexible, every time the water pressure changes, it would rattle off the studs in the drywall. Or is that not the case?
Somewhat. Yeah, somewhat. And of course, there's also rattling included in, what do we call it, guys? Fluctuations in temperature of the water going through the pipe.
Okay.
If the water's extremely hot, it's going to expand the pipe a little bit. That pipe, it moves as water's going through it, of course. And, of course, that's why we got to strap it so much.
Yeah.
But, as there's expansion and contraction due to any type of water piping, whether you've got cold water or hot water running through it. And especially here in Florida, your attics are 120 degrees.
You're damn right.
Yeah.
You introduce cold water coming right from your meter into your attic, running through, your attic all the way to your first bathroom. I mean, that pipe's going to expand and contract. It's going to move. It can possibly rattle if not strapped properly, or not. I mean, it's just it's give or take.
Well, I don't want to kill everybody's Saturday night with hot plumbing talk. How's the kid doing?
Oh, good asking, man. Yeah, he's doing really good.
Did you finally watch Blazing Saddles?
My son Jordan, 16. I back to him. I never raised him. He was raised by his mother in Illinois. He was born here in Florida, and lived with me till he was 3. His mom took off to Illinois, raised him up until he was 15, moved here with me because she couldn't deal with him. Of course, he needed a father figure more involved, and the mom couldn't handle him. So he failed 9th grade. So last year, I made him take 9th and 10th grade together.
Wow.
And actually completed both. So this year at Ida Baker High School in Cape Coral, my son is going in as an 11th grader. So, no child left behind deal here in Florida.
Yep.
They had him do the 9th and 10th grade together, which was hard for him. He had no electives, so he had no fun. He had no art class, no music class, no drafting, no, not even a gym class.
Well, the last time you were on, because I had just gone back and listened to some episodes as a air check. The last time you were on, we were talking about 80s and 90s comedies that you and your son have been watching, and just movies altogether. And we had asked you if you showed him Blazing Saddles. You said you hadn't ventured
Hadn't
down that
gotten-
road
hadn't
yet.
got to that road yet. Yeah.
But we also mentioned
Yeah.
Back to School. Have you showed him? And we mentioned Dazed and Confused.
Yeah,
Have you
another
sat down with him
classic.
and watched any of those 3 movies?
Blazing Saddles, no. Dazed and Confused, yes.
Sweet.
And the other one that you mentioned first before
Back to
that,
School.
no.
Back to School.
Rodney Dangerfield.
Yeah,
Back,
Rodney.
back to School, he hasn't watched, no. Actually, last Saturday morning, last week, I had I have a service call scheduled out for a friend of mine out in LaBelle, and he canceled. His daughter had a softball tournament, and so I had Saturday morning free to myself, and my son and I actually, and me being 36, my son and I actually watched Platoon.
Nice.
For the
man.
first time, Charlie Sheen, Willem Dafoe,
Yeah.
and
John
boy, I
Bell.
gotta tell you guys, man, that was about as hardcore as Full Metal Jacket, man.
Yeah, that was.
Platoon is a very, very good movie. Full
Yes.
Metal Jacket primarily focused on the life of boot
On
camp.
boot camp.
Yeah,
Mhm.
most of it
Yeah,
was the
boot
boot
camp.
camp side.
I'm a Marine. I'm a Marine, motor transport MOS.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Thanks for your service.
Yeah, that's definitely focused more on boot camp as they get into war and they get that girl in the clock tower and all that
Yep,
stuff.
yep.
You know, that's not really part of the movie. Like,
It's almost 2 movies in one.
Did you know Full Metal Jacket was all filmed in the city of London?
Yeah. There was a great video that popped up on
pretty
Facebook, and they
interesting.
showed the alternative ending to that. But hey, Justin, we got some more callers coming in I want to get to, so thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll talk to you next week.
Yeah, I'll call you next week, guys. Talk
I
to you
appreciate
later.
it, brother. Thanks for the call, man.
Next on the phone
Who do
is
we
the
have?
poor son of a bitch who
It's Junior.
decided to take my place as the producer of the Steve and Amy show.
Aw,
Joining us on the phone is one and only Junior. What's up, Junior?
what is going on, Junior?
What's up, guys?
What are you up to, buddy?
Not much, man. Just get a little bite to eat. Gonna go check out my friend's band. Saw you guys doing the live stream. Wanted to show my support. You know.
Right on, man.
So what you eating?
Yeah. What you grubbing on?
Ramen noodles?
McDonald's McDouble. You know.
Yeah, the old
The old-
99
Yeah,
cent.
the old dollar McDouble, man.
What you need to do is carry that bottle of Balaku saw around I gave
Uh-huh.
you, and that will
Oh, no,
That-
dude, I'm already on that. I'm
I'll-
already on that bottle since all right.
That's
put
good
that
stuff.
on that 99 cent McChicken, the cardboard one.
Oh,
Nice.
no,
It-
dude,
it
I've
improves it
already-
so
I've already
much.
went down that road. You can't go back down that road.
Yeah, it's great.
That's funny,
Yeah.
man.
It's amazing. Yeah.
So what? You're going?
You can put that barbecue sauce like on anything and make it taste good.
Well, and that's what we
Oh,
say on the
look.
show. It's not a
Bro.
barbecue sauce. It's a super condiment. That
Yeah.
shit is great on
Oh, yeah,
everything.
it works on anything.
Junior, I chugged a complete bottle of that stuff,
Yeah, we made him chug a bottle.
and
on the
I
show
didn't
one day.
even vomit.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, it was that good. I
It does
chugged that whole
it does
bottle
have a
and
hint of
didn't
a burn
vomit.
to it.
There's a little
No,
bit of.
I'm not going to chug it. It does have a little bit of a kick to it. Like
Yeah.
if you have a lot of it.
Oh, I drank a whole bottle, bro. I mean, the whole thing, and made it, and even added a little water, swished it around, and made sure that baby was nice and clear.
So how are you taking to producing the show? Everything going good?
You know, I'm taking to it. You know, like D-Train, you know, you showed me the ropes and stuff. You know, you showed me how you do it. You know, it's the little things that are the hardest for me, the things you don't do every day. You know what I mean?
And
Yeah.
Like it's those things that are probably the most, like, because you know, even when you were in on Friday, you know, is a bunch of like little things I had trouble with. But
Well,
the daily things like podcasts and the Facebook.
well,
you
it's
know,
the
I'm getting that
multitasking.
down,
Yeah.
You know.
People don't realize
It's
the
the
amount of
multitasking,
multitasking that you have to do. A lot of people think you're simply just answering phones and filling out price sheets, but like I've said
Mm-mm.
on past, that's like 0.2% of what you actually do.
Oh, exactly. Like whenever there's like a bit or something, like especially if it's near like the end of the show, sometimes we have to use that as the end bit, as
Mhm.
Yeah.
the recap for the end of the show. And
Yeah.
like it's like the time is crunching, the time is on you.
Yeah,
Like you got to get that done.
yeah. It's.
Like,
I mean,
if
you're.
it's not done, then Sam's gonna be on your ass.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're doing
absolutely.
live radio, and what people don't realize is a lot of time you're in the background editing commercials and uploading them and emailing them out. You're
You're,
editing end bits, and
listening to the show live and everything else
Getting
going on.
traffic, looking for latest updates.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
if you're on the air right now, he would have you getting information about John McCain passing away.
Yep. Print the story up, bring it to me, and then, you're trying to do
Yeah,
that.
you really
and
have to be on top of it.
there's a lot of nuances. There's no doubt about it, man. I've seen, but I'm sure you're going to really start flowing with it, man. No doubt about it.
Well, like I told you, it's just like everything else. It all becomes muscle memory at a certain point.
True.
Yeah, like as each day goes on, it's getting easier and easier. Like that thing that, D-Train that you showed me Friday, it's like I was really confused on that for the whole week. I was like, man, how do I do that? And then you went in, you explained it again, and I was like, oh man,
Yeah,
it's super easy. So it's like the more and more you go on with it, the more times you repeat it, the easier it gets. So every day I feel like it's getting easier.
Yeah, and every day you work,
Yeah.
the less the less stress you'll have to deal with. Well, the less stress you have to deal with when it comes to running the show. But then there's other garbage that will
Always
stack
crop
on,
up.
Exactly.
such as your audition crashing
exactly.
every time the goddamn air handler turns
Yeah,
off.
which I still don't understand, and I've explained that to.
It sounded good. I was tuning in to the Facebook video, and you were taking calls. I could hear that your guys' voices sound clear. So,
Yep.
I mean, obviously,
Awesome, man.
it's going right today.
Yeah, it's going right
Beautiful.
today, except
Yeah.
for the lack of viewers. But that's all right.
Yeah.
They'll come later. I understand it's a Saturday night. People
They'll
out
come
drinking.
later. They're
Absolutely.
Just they'll come back to you.
Well, I think the reason we got the huge spike last week is you were kind enough to share it to the Stan Haney page.
Absolutely, man.
Oh.
So I think that had a huge part to do with it.
That had to have.
Well, Don, I'm about to take Dave on a trip of self-improvement.
Oh boy.
And so I'm going to hop off here.
Oh, is this with the words and stuff?
Yes.
What?
Oh, all right. I'm gonna watch the video.
What are we doing, man?
Okay. Thank you,
Come
Don.
on,
Thank
bro.
you, Danny.
You'll see, Dave. You'll see, Dave.
All right, Junior, take it easy, buddy. Thanks for calling, man. What are we talking about? Self improvement, man. I'm working hard, man.
And you do, and you are, and you're looking good. You're handling life, but
physically, I am trying to.
well, people think that we bulldoze you and bully you, but we're trying to help you with some self-improvement.
Absolutely. Okay.
Now-
What do you got?
Most recently, you were presented with an opportunity to have your own Saturday night show.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And your performance wasn't bad.
The first one was.
Your
Second one was
showing up
terrible.
on time was great. The biggest complaint,
Mm-hmm.
which is a lack of information being shared about the music
Yeah.
About what's going on.
Certain enthusiasm.
and overuse
Oh,
of
all
certain
right.
words in your vocabulary.
Yeah, dude or stoked and
It was what I called a bunch of Dave adjectives.
right.
So,
boy. Oh,
What is
did
your
you-
favorite era of time, Dave? I know what it is. I have it right here in front of me.
My favorite era? I don't know, man.
70s, 60s, 80s, 90s, 2000s.
70s, 80s. The 90s, man, were really killer to me.
According to your vocabulary, your favorite time is the 80s.
That makes sense.
I simply typed in Google 1980s slang phrases.
Okay, let's. What do we got, bro?
And so
That was a great decade, man.
they had a short list, and this list is a list that I would consider to be cliche,
Oh man.
effed out,
Okay, all right, okay.
and totally used to describe a certain segment of our population.
Okay, all right. What do we
Now,
got?
as a child growing up in Ohio in the 80s and 90s, skateboarding was not accepted.
No,
As
no,
we've talked in the past, the X
Yeah.
Games didn't exist.
no, it did not.
Tony Hawk was still a young man.
You were the outcast.
The reason skateboarding is so well accepted now is because there's a bunch of old 40 and 50-year-old dudes such as myself who were skating back in the day who
Yep.
now have jobs in marketing and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
In
anyhow,
television, then the works.
In Ohio and Kentucky and the Midwest, skateboarding was not accepted. And so not only was it not accepted, but you didn't have a lot of representation on pop culture. And so when you turned on the TV as a kid and you saw somebody trying to do a half-ass ollie in a Sunny D commercial, you were excited because you got to see somebody on TV skateboarding.
What's that one show? Didn't they have like Skate TV?
Nickelodeon had Skate TV
Wasn't that
with
what
a
it
fat
was?
guy named
Nickelodeon?
Dr. Dre, and they would stand
That's
down the
what it
deep
was.
end of the pool,
Yep.
and that was their only real representation. And then came the
recall that show.
cartoons. And then, as we spoke in the past, Hollywood is lazy,
Yes.
and once something works one time, they overuse it and they abuse it.
Yeah.
And what worked was a little movie called Fast Times at Ridgemont High
Mm.
with a cool character played by Sean Penn
Yeah.
called Spicoli.
Yeah, right.
Now, Sean Penn, being a method actor, he spent some time with some surfers in L.A. County
Right,
to
absolutely.
research that role, and he picked up some vernacular, and he played a surfer,
Yeah.
and it was like, ha, hey, Mr. Hand, like,
Yeah,
ha,
yeah,
I know
yeah.
that dude,
Yeah, I know.
bitchin'.
Yeah.
And so that character
Skating in bare feet.
got assigned to every cartoon character that either skateboarded or surfed,
You know what? That's true.
all the way down to the
Now that I'm
Teenage
thinking about
Mutant Ninja Turtles.
You're right. on that.
Michelangelo was synonymous with saying totally tubular, gnarly, ha,
You're right.
talking like Spicoli. Anytime there was a TV character with a skateboarder, ha, dude, what's going on, man? Ha, like the walls and all, they're totally tall, like for sure.
Yeah, right.
And it was, to me, it drove me effing nuts
That would
because
drive
no
me
one
crazy.
I knew who
Yeah.
skateboarded talked like that.
No, man.
So
Not
back
like
to
that.
the list.
Not like that. I don't
so
talk
I
like
searched,
that. man.
yes, you do.
Not completely like that, bro.
I
no
searched
way, man.
1980 slang terms.
Oh, there might be some slang
The
in there,
first
man. but
word that
come
came up on the list is dude.
So what, dude? Come on.
Dude is a term that is still used today, defined as a man excessively concerned with his clothes, grooming, and manners.
What?
Blah 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 blah.
That sounds stupid.
You would see a character such as using these phrases in Fast Times. Your Stoned Aerosmith also scored an 1980s hit with "dude" in the title. So your first
Okay,
word on the 80s
dude,
slang is "dude,"
All
and
right.
you knew to that.
Hit me up. What do we got next?
Your other favorite word, number 2 on the list, bitchin'.
I don't use that a whole lot
The
anymore. but I
definition
can
of
use it.
bitchin' sized up perfectly, marvelous, wonderful. It's mostly used
Oh yeah, man.
in an enthusiastic fashion. And so you say bitchin' quite a bit.
Yeah, I do say the word bitching. Yeah.
Third on the list of 1980 slang terms, gnarly.
Yeah, I do. And I like
You
gnarly,
use
bro.
gnarly a lot.
Yeah, I do. That's pretty gnarly, man.
If something is gnarly, it's distasteful, distressing, offensive, gross. Jeff Spicoli of Fast Time at Ridgemont High went to the field trip, saw the
come
autopsy,
on,
and used the
man.
word gnarly.
Come on.
Now, you don't use the word bogus, which is
No,
fourth on the list.
I really don't. And that was a Bill and Ted thing.
Now, this word was used a lot in the 90s. It was quickly replaced with the word not. But kids
Okay.
had the tendency to say, psych!
Oh yeah,
Psych.
yeah. Psych.
Hey, man, you want this beer?
Yep.
Yeah,
Psych.
psych!
Yep. Psych.
Now, as time went on, and I give credit to Anthrax with the not man, it's like,
Yeah.
hey, man, you want this beer?
Not.
Not.
Yep.
So far, on this list, you have
Yeah,
3.
I've got at least 3. Okay, what else?
Radical.
Yeah, sometimes I'll use that word.
I've heard you use the
I've
word
used it.
radical quite
I've
a
used
bit.
it, but I don't use it like it. A lot, a whole lot.
And amped.
Yeah, man, getting pumped, man.
Now, your key word
Jacked.
was not on this
Yoked.
list.
Yoked.
The key word that you have used 3 times in tonight's episode, because I've marked it down,
Have I?
which is stoked.
Really? I've said it 3
You
times.
said
tonight.
stoked 3 times
So,
tonight.
Yeah.
So what I would like
Damn.
to offer up to you
Oh, okay.
is a vocabulary word of the day.
All right. What do you want me? What do you want me to use, man?
So I've been trying to think of what sort of word we want to get rid of, but I don't want to get rid of
Alright.
stoked.
All right. Let's get rid of something.
But one thing you can do that other dumb people are really blown away by are large words. Now, large words don't have to be difficult.
No, of course they're not, man. I know this.
Some may say it would be advantageous if you started to use some larger words incorporated into your vocabulary.
Of course.
Do you know what advantageous means?
It's a more
What's the root word of advantageous?
advantage.
There you go. Now, advantage is when you take advantage
Mhm.
of something that's happening now.
Absolutely. I know.
Advantageous is planning ahead to take advantage of something that happens in the
In
future. So a word like advantageous, which sounds big, which means absolutely nothing, but you can slip it into your
I'll
your,
throw that in there.
vocabulary.
Okay, all right, let me throw that down on there. Okay.
Another one we'll offer up this week
Man.
is behoove.
Bahoo? What the hell does that mean, man? Bahoo.
It may behoove you.
Oh, isn't that some Dr. Seuss garbage,
No,
man?
that's not Dr. Seuss.
You know, bahoo.
Behoove is kind of, once again, like advantageous, means beneficial.
Okay. Bahoo.
It may behoove you to
Oh,
go out and change
behoove.
the rest of your tires on your van before they blow out.
Yeah, right, dude. Yeah.
And so those are just two simple words.
All right, Bahoo.
Now, what I would request for you tonight
B-A-H.
is not to use the word stoke
All
one
right.
more time in tonight's episode.
All right, no problem. No problem there.
So twice this week, I've sent you a simple text, and the text replied, "Show prep."
Yeah, and I've been writing some things down.
So take it away, Dave.
So listen to you, man. Right on, brother.
Hey,
right
it's
on.
the episode of self-improvement.
I know. Hey, it's always going on, man. There's always self-improvement.
And
in
it's
my
your
life.
show, after all. You
But
know I stole it.
well, you're you're part of it. Don't even say that garbage, man. I don't want to hear that crap. You know, and this is going to get back to the weather,
God awful rain.
this god awful rain, Florida drivers, and did you not read your manual when you took your driving class, or did you skip that chapter?
Well, we are in Florida,
Okay.
and a lot of these people you're talking about are in their 70s and 80s, and there's a
And-
good chance the driving manual was a
and-
hell of a lot different
Yeah,
7
well,
years ago.
I'm sure it was, man. But okay, this week, once again, you know, I'm on my way, headed back north on 41, and right at the corner of 41 and 6 Mile Cypress. Now that's what 4-8. Isn't that like 16 lanes right there, right? So there's 4.
Yeah,
So
plus
it's
the
like,
median.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, right. So it's like 16 lanes right there. 8 headed north, and then 6 Mile Cypress headed 4
Mhm.
going each side on crossing over. Well, the light was out at Gladiolus and
As
6
it
Mile.
tends to happen in Florida when it's raining.
And
so
it
what
was
are you
red.
supposed
It
to
was
do
a red.
when in that
You're supposed
situation?
to pull up and to treat it as a
Four-way
four-way
stop.
stop. And for some reason, people do not understand this.
Yes, usually if it's a main thoroughfare intersecting with a
They-
thoroughfare with less lanes, the people on the main road just tend to keep on
They
trucking.
just do not get it. And as I am slowly, kind of going, okay, I'm observing everything that's going on, the people in the turn lanes, because there's 2 turn lanes, on each side, 2 to get on the 6 Mile Cypress, from, north and southbound on 41 there. And the people that are crossing over, then the people going north and south on 41. So, it's a disaster that's
Sure.
happening. So I'm like, where's there's no
Traffic control device.
there's no traffic cop. There's nobody there. It's just the red blinking stoplights. And I'm like, all right, here we go. And I'm like, it's starting to rain pretty good.
Mhm.
And it had been raining. And I'm like, okay, let's see. I'm going to see. I guarantee. I was like, I know it's going to happen. I'm waiting for it. And I'm creeping up, and I'm creeping up, and some people are understanding. And then there's others that are kind of like, cutting each other off a
Sure.
little bit. And then what happens? There's one person on 6 Mile Cypress that's headed, over 41, and a person on 41 headed south. And the guy that was started to go across on 6 Mile Cypress, Ford Mustang, boom, a Toyota. It was like a Toyota Camry. I mean, just T-bone, boom, explosion. I was waiting for it. I'm like, I'm sitting there and I'm going, it's going to happen any minute, because now it's raining really bad.
Mhm.
People are freaking out. They don't understand,
They got their flashers on.
you've got too many cars, because it was busy time of the day. It's always busy, that intersection right there, man.
Mhm.
And I'm going, it's going to happen anytime. I'm just slowly creeping up. And I stopped, obviously looked all, hey, went straight on. But people don't understand that. And I don't get where it's just like, come on, there were people literally like making a left-hand turn on 41, but there would be like a 6-pack of cars all going at one time.
Yep.
And it's supposed to be one at a time, man.
Well,
not like a whole just
Sure.
groups of people making it across, because there was no police officer there
Yep.
to
Well, and you also got to understand half these people are on their
And-
goddamn phones too.
and that brought me to the next light. So I get to Daniels,
Another great intersection.
another phenomenal intersection in Fort Myers and Lee County. So I get to Daniels, and there is a guy that's in the left-hand turn lane. I'm going northbound on 41 still. It's raining. Now it's really raining. That light's actually working. And as I'm, creeping up, it was red. And then, I'm kind of just letting off the gas, coasting. And then as I getting up, there's a guy sitting there and he's sitting, and I'm like, and then the light turns green. And I'm like, why is this guy just sitting here, at a green light,
Yep.
Why is he just sitting here? Next thing you know, brother, full on right-hand turn across all 4 lanes to head down Daniels. And I'm going, because I just, because I knew it, man. As soon as I rode, because I rode right by him, and I looked, and I was just like, okay, this is something that's going to turn out bad, man. Another one, this is going to turn out bad. And I looked, and then of course there he goes, boom. I mean, it's just the people are so stupid, man, when it comes down to driving around here, man. And I'm like, what the hell is going on, bro?
Yep.
What's going on? What, I just don't get that mentality, because I'm always looking ahead. I'm not just looking at the car in front of me when I'm driving. I'm also looking at a few cars in front.
You're going defensive driving and offensive.
Yeah, because
you're supposed to look around as you're driving. Your eyes are constantly check your mirrors, check your blind spots, look 3 cars down, see who's coming in the intersection.
Absolutely.
And I think a lot more people focus on the area in front of them.
And they're, man, the phones have got them. So, because this guy that made the Daniels turn was on his phone. So obviously he was probably talking to, Mildred or whoever, Uncle Billy. And, Billy, oh, you got to make a right, not a left. And, and it just decides. And like I said, it's pouring down rain. So, the car's, blending into the rain. And I'm like, this guy's going to get just slammed. He made it, though.
Sweet.
He made it. And I was like, come on, man.
Well,
So,
real quick,
that was part of my little bit of my weekly drive, because you drive a lot as well during the week, so you've got to see some things.
yeah, I see a lot of crap. I've grown numb to it. One of the dumbest things I've ever seen about 5 years ago was a young girl driving down Del Prado, staring with her knees, crocheting a sweater.
Get out of here, man. No way.
But I want to say happy anniversary to everybody, especially those you in your 40s, maybe your late 30s.
What do we got?
27 years ago today, we were introduced to the greatest superhero of all time.
Oh.
I'm all out of powdered toast.
Calling powdered toast man. Come in. Please respond.
Ren and Stimpy. Powdered Toast Man. This was a great cartoon.
Ren and Stimpy.
Powdered toast man.
Hello, fellas. Out of powdered toast again?
Yes, we are.
Leave everything to me.
Come on, Ren.
That was such a great cartoon in our time.
It was.
For those of you at home, he's scraping powdered toast off of his back hair.
Yeah, exactly.
He's essentially a giant hairy man in tidy whities with powdered toast for a head.
Yeah, he's just got powdered toast everywhere.
But that cartoon was so adult oriented.
Yeah,
it was
man.
Such a great cartoon back in the day.
What was that one again?
That was on Nickelodeon.
Was it really?
And it was very adult oriented. Really ahead of time. And it's so sad because a couple years back, Stan and I went to Comic-Con in Tampa.
Right.
And there, sitting at a table all by his lonesome, no one around, was one of the 2 creators of Ren and Stimpy.
Get out of here.
And none of these younger cats even knew who he was.
You kidding me, man? I would have been all over that one.
We went over to talk to him.
Absolutely, man. That's an iconic cartoon. Now, that only ran for what, like 8 seasons, I thought? How many seasons did that run for?
First episode aired in 1991. How many seasons was Ren and Stimpy?
Because it didn't seem like it was on for a while, but it didn't.
No, it was on for quite a few years. I'm trying to pull up this page.
That was a damn good cartoon, man.
Well, you had a little Chihuahua and a fat
Yep.
half-ass cat.
And then you had that. Then you had what? Well, SpongeBob came along in what, 99 or something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I went back and rewatched an early episode of SpongeBob, and I forgot that they had incorporated a lot of live action into it, which they don't
Really?
do now anymore. Yeah, it would be like SpongeBob walking through a live action scene at like the at the beginning. Hey, hi, Captain.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
the Captain was actually a live action person.
Oh,
SpongeBob was
yeah,
incorporated
I
to the show.
remember.
It was really had bad acting, and it was ended up being dropped.
Yes,
Total of
yes.
5 seasons,
Okay.
52 episodes of
I
Ren and
didn't
Stimpy.
think it was on for very long, man. I
Well, I
thought
mean-
9.
5 seasons for back then, 52 episodes.
Ren
From
and Stimpy.
1991 to 1995, and that's just original episodes. It was in syndication for a long time too.
Yeah, yeah. Didn't I thought MTV carried it for a while there, late
They
nights.
may have.
I could have sworn they did. And, possibility. I don't know. But yeah, that was man. Dude, their eyes would get all bloodshot,
Yeah.
man. And just very adult oriented stuff, man. Very adult oriented stuff. I love that show. I want to hear another clip, man.
Yeah, you can find it on YouTube.
I'm gonna go check that out when I get to the house, man.
So I've had something on my list I've wanted to talk about for a while.
What do you got, man?
I gotta talk about it in a certain way, so not to sound like a dick or come off offensive. But
Okay, very good.
I was at a gas station one day, and the line was super long.
Mm-hmm.
And sitting at the table on a laptop behind me was the white shirt. I'm assuming the white shirt is the manager.
Mm-hmm.
And up jockeying 2 counters simultaneously was this young lady, probably maybe in 20s. And she was
Bouncing
really
registers.
jockeying
Yep.
2 different registers.
Yep, bouncing registers, man.
And so I waited in line, and I got up there, and I said to her, hey, man,
Yeah,
good job on busting ass trying to get out of the weeds.
hell yeah.
I said, it must be nice to be a white shirt sitting over there when you got a line out the door, not giving a shit, and you're up here busting ass. I said,
Mhm.
don't think it didn't go unnoticed.
Yeah, absolutely.
And she's like, well, maybe one day I'll be in a white shirt. And I looked at her and I said, well, hopefully one day you'll be anywhere but fucking here.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you be the hell out of here and off.
And I think she didn't understand what I was saying to her. I think she might have thought I was
being a
being a dick or
Yeah,
like
like,
attacking her. But what I
yeah.
was getting at is
growth,
growth. Don't get me wrong. I worked at 2 gas stations when I was younger.
right?
And for the most part, that is a job. That is not a career.
Exactly. That's
And even if you do become a white shirt, that is what you call a low ceiling job.
still, yeah.
And so what I was saying to this girl in a roundabout way is hopefully at some point you will take your talents, your hard work ethic, and find a better job with a
Yeah.
higher ceiling.
Absolutely.
That's a stepping stone into a career somewhere down the line.
Absolutely.
It is very
Absolutely.
important to work as many jobs as you can so you can learn as many skills as you can.
Oh, yeah.
I've done everything from
Learn-
sell women's swimwear to selling TVs to
Learn
fertilizing
trades.
lawns,
Yeah.
working at Wendy's, building ambulances.
Right.
I've done it all. But what I was trying to quickly say to her
Say
without
to
getting into
her,
a big discussion
yeah.
on the line behind me is bust your ass
Yeah, get it.
and get the hell out of here.
Move on to bigger and better things.
And that goes for everybody. If you're working a low ceiling job and you've been there for a few years and you realize, hey, I
It's-
got more talents than this, or my talents aren't being recognized,
They're not being
or I'm
utilized.
busting my ass, but it's no,
not getting you anywhere.
And it's no-
Or,
well, not only is it not getting you anywhere, but the fact of you have a low ceiling job.
right, exactly.
Meaning that job for when the business, whatever it may be,
Mhm.
and it's not an attack on the business. It's not
No.
an attack on perfect example is fast food
Absolutely.
and bagging groceries. When I was a kid, back in the 80s and 90s, those were entry level jobs into the workforce.
hmm
Those were the jobs you, went
could
to
be
school, you got the
15
work
years
permit,
old.
you went
and-
down to the grocery store and you're bagging groceries to
Yeah,
learn
man.
what it's like to be in the job
work
world.
yeah.
And then, much like myself, my very, very, very first job was at Pizza Hut.
Oh,
I
wow.
worked there for a while. My brother was over at Wendy's. He got me a gig at Wendy's. Made a little more money.
Yeah.
Ran the grill over there for a while. Discovered it was I wanted something different. I went
Yeah.
over to Little Caesars back before it was the $5 pizza days. They were actually
Yeah.
delivering back then, and I used to deliver pizza for Little Caesars.
It tasted different, too.
I didn't like the Little Caesars gig. Ended up going back to Wendy's. Was basically it sucked because by this time it was my senior year,
Yeah.
and because I was held back in first grade because of my learning disabilities and other things, I was 18 years old when all the rest of my colleagues were 17. Now, Ohio's work statute says that minors cannot work past 11 o'clock. Well, when minors know this, do you think they're going to bust their ass to get all their shit done before they're forced to go home legally? No. So guess who gets stuck working there? The one 18-year-old kid who's still in high school.
That's able to stay out past 11 and work past 11.
And so basically, I was there finishing up, closing up the place, going home at 1 in the morning,
that is
and then getting up at 5:30, go back to school at 6.
That's a bunch of.
So I ended up leaving there to go fertilize lawns. That sucked.
Dude, yeah.
Went and did telemarketing. That sucked. And then that's when, after I graduated, that's when I got the gig when we had Brad on the phone talking about when I got the job at Sun TV. We drove to California. When we came back, we found out Sun TV went out of business, and I went back and did the liquidation sale for them.
Yeah, you've closed a few stores.
Yeah, and then
and opened a few.
And then I got married and got the job building ambulances. And back in 1999, I worked my way
That had
up
to have been a killer job, huh?
It was a killer job, but once again, they had some low ceiling positions.
Okay.
Now, if you're a painter or if you knew how to weld, if you knew how to use the metal bending machines, then those have higher
certain
ceilings.
fabrication.
But once again, you're selling an object. You're selling an ambulance. The ambulance can only get to a certain sticker price before townships will not buy it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So therefore, you have to take the price of the ambulance, the price of the parts to build it, plus the price of labor to build it.
Yeah.
And you can't, and so you have to set a ceiling on the jobs of the labor
on the jobs because
otherwise
company's got to make money, and
otherwise the ambulance would become unaffordable. Well, all jobs are like that. Whenever you're providing a good or service, the job you do has a ceiling on it. So my whole point to this is, if you've been in a low ceiling job for a while, don't get up and quit.
No.
Go out and find a new job while you're working the low ceiling job, because it's easier, and we've talked about this in the past, for whatever reason, it's easier to find a new job when you already have a job. You don't come off looking desperate in your interview. You know what I
think there's confidence and everything. There's a lot of
I just had a thought.
There's a lot of factors.
Did you ever notice back in high school, and maybe even now, I've been in a relationship forever, so I don't even notice.
Yeah.
But had you ever noticed, like back in high school, when you finally got a girlfriend, that's when all the other girls start hitting on you?
Oh, absolutely.
But when you're single, it was barren. Well, jobs are kind of the same way. If an employer is looking at you,
that's a good analogy.
This guy's good enough for this company. He must be just like the girls. Hey, I don't know what she sees in Dave, but he's good enough for her. He must be good enough for. Well, it's the same thing. So when you already have a job and you're going in for a better, and they'll ask you. And the best thing to do is say, hey,
are you currently working?
What's your start date? 2 weeks from whenever you hire me.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they'll say, well, okay, this cat is professional enough to give his other employer 2 weeks. That means he'll be professional here.
Professional here, absolutely.
And so sometimes I'll say shit on the show about people in a generalized statement that come off sounding dickish or semi-offensive.
Well, it's observations.
Well, the reason I say a lot of these things, especially when it comes to people in low-income situations, it's because I feel people are capable more than what they know. And when I see people trudging along, going around picking up scrap in the middle of the morning, going, because we talked about this 2 episodes ago, going down scrapping metal.
Yeah, you're not getting nothing for.
You're capable of so much more, and even people who are doing well are capable of so much more. And I feel like everybody is capable at least 20% more of what they're currently doing, no matter what it is. Exactly. Just like I know that I'm capable of doing 20% more than what I'm already doing now.
Right.
And so when I see people and I see them settling for less, or I see them living a horrible lifestyle, they're broke as fuck.
They get into a rut.
They're in a rut, whatever it may be. It's like, yeah, I'm criticizing you because just like we criticize you sometimes.
I know. Yeah,
because
you're ripping me.
We know that you're
capable of so much more.
Yeah. And it's like, why settle for this when you can go out and bust your ass?
I know.
I mean, I've worked with people who were, as I said, I worked with the guy in implants, born with one hand. Dude still worked.
Yeah.
I've worked with people who are blind, worked with people with wheelchairs.
Oh, yeah.
No matter what physical capability, these cats are going out and finding jobs that earn them more than what they would get if they were getting a check in the mail.
I think that's cool, man.
So sometimes
that's a good thing.
When you hear me ragging on people,
Well,
you
like,
know, hear me making fun of this and that. It's my way of saying pull your head out of your ass.
well, you're looking at people and you're seeing the potential, and you know, like,
Everybody has potential.
Absolutely. I would totally agree with you there. You know, it depends on, you know, how driven the person might be, or like you said,
Well,
that
it's all about getting up and going to a job or two jobs.
yeah. Well, just like the one person you said, you know, when that was at this local convenience
Mhm.
store, and they're going, they're just thinking about, hey, I want to be that person sitting down over there in the white shirt.
Good job. Work to that person, and then
You know,
don't stop.
Yeah.
Don't let the white shirt be your end goal.
No, hell no. Be the
If you really enjoy the service
market.
station lifestyle,
yeah, if you're
work
into
to
that,
the white shirt guy, figure out how the whole thing works, and then if you really want to
Yep.
make a career
Yep, I
out
would
of
agree.
the service gas station industry,
I would agree.
what you do is you learn everything about it. You
Absolutely.
learn the inventory. You learn all about the
Ordering fuel.
ordering fuel, all the codes,
Yep.
and then you work on your credit,
Mhm.
and you try to go out and get a business loan, and you open up a franchise,
And
and
you
you
get a
run your own
franchise.
goddamn store.
Let me
I
tell
mean,
you.
if you truly want to stay in that industry, get yourself a franchise. But do not settle. Don't find yourself working your way in a rut where you're settling for a low ceiling
Mhm.
job.
Listen,
Let it be a stepping stone.
absolutely. You know, this brings up
I mean, I'm constantly trying to find a way to make more money.
this is going to be a great lead into this story that I'm about to tell you. There was a gentleman that I went to this week, and I went out to his house to do service work on his home. Okay. He had 6 air conditioning units.
Jesus.
Okay. 6 AC units. I think he had 4. I can't remember how many air handlers he had, man, because I had another guy working with me. But you know, there's returns and stuff everywhere. I'm not going to get into all the technical talk, but here's the deal. I'm talking to the guy, and he's walking around as we're doing the work, and you know, he's a very interactive guy. And he's talking, and I'm talking with him. And you know me, I talk to just about anybody. So I'm talking to the gentleman a little bit, and I'm kind of getting to know him a little bit, because more and more as we're there, because we're there for quite a few hours. This gentleman, I was kind of like, he's like, there's nothing but doctors that live around me. You know, he's like, I don't understand. You know, there's nothing but doctors.
Sure.
He says, he goes, their doctors over there, their doctors are over here, and their doctors are over there. He says, look, he says, I went, and me and my brother, we studied law.
Mm-hmm.
He says, we studied law, and during law school, my brother passed the bar before I did, but I did pass the bar. And I said, wow, so you're a lawyer? He says, nope.
That's very common. A lot of people who go to law schools do not become lawyers.
He says, I never practiced law a day in my life. And I said, really? I said, well, what do you do? Or, you know, what's going on? He says, my brother bought a franchise called Grandy's.
Okay.
And I guess it was like a burger place up in Ohio, up north. But they went out of business.
Okay.
They started there. Then he went and bought a Wendy's franchise.
Uh-huh.
Now he owns, what did he say, 17 Wendy's.
And that's the way to do it. Now, the
franchises.
problem with getting into large-scale franchises such as the Wendy's, McDonald's is, you have to have a large amount of unborrowed cash
Yeah.
for your franchise, meaning you can't go out and get a loan. You have
Okay,
to be,
right.
You have to be self-made, or you have to have other business ventures, and you have to have a certain amount of years in the restaurant business, which clearly they did because they had the other franchise. But because there's a huge restaurant out in California called Baja Fresh.
Oh, yes, Baja
And
Fresh.
Baja Fresh is owned by Wendy's. And the closest Baja Fresh here is in West Palm Beach, and there's one at the Tampa airport.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
I used to love Baja Fresh.
Yeah, God, I can't even
And
remember.
so one day, just for fun, I was looking on their and you
Yeah.
had to have it was like almost 2.5 million in unborrowed. I mean, which is why there's so
Whoa.
few of them. I mean,
Yeah.
the barrier to entry to becoming a franchise owner of a Baja Fresh
is
insane unless you
astronomical.
have money through other ventures. But as you were saying, go ahead.
Yeah. So the guy ends up at, it was, like I said, they had started in this company called Grandy's, I believe was the name of it. And I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. And he's like, yeah, it was a burger joint, you know, and they ended up going out of business. But my brother bought a Wendy's, and then I started in Wendy's, and I think they own like a total of 30 some odd different Wendy's franchises throughout the Ohio and I guess the Midwest area. Ohio's Midwest, right? That'd be considered Midwest. So in the Midwest region, you know, he was like, look, he didn't want to get into the whole specifics of where they were all at. I don't even think he knew where the hell they were all at, man.
Sure.
You know, but you know, because I'm looking at the guy's driveway, and he's got like 5 brand new Jeep Rubicons, 4 Corvettes, 3 Land Rovers. You know, and I'm going, dude. You know, I was like, wow, this guy's got a lot of toys. I was like, you like your toys? He's like, wait till you see my man cave. You know. And I was like, wow, you know, I mean, just the amount of cool things the guy collects. But he was a real nice guy. His wife baked me cookies, man.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, bro. I was pretty stoked on that one, coconut cookies, man. I was like, yeah. So that shows you kind of how long we were there. I mean, I was there long enough for her to literally
Well, and as I
crush
said in the
coconuts
past,
and
getting
bake stuff.
back to
but getting back,
finding
yeah.
ways to get yourself into a better paying job.
Yeah, that's the whole deal.
I knew a cat in California who got into the tech industry. He was a ex-biker. He was on his 3rd strike. And if he got arrested for anything, he was looking at life in prison.
Done, son.
Well, he, with the help of some smarter cats from other countries, he started a tech business. And within 5 years was a multimillionaire.
Wow.
Because he found something he was good at. He found somebody who was better at it.
Yeah.
Partnered up with them.
Put
and
up some
found a way.
capital. Put up some capital and went with it, huh?
Yep.
See, that's the thing, man, and that's what I think. What this gentleman had done is his brother had helped him get into the business, you know, because, like I said, I mean, come on, you spend all that time going to law school, man. I mean, how much does that cost? I mean, that's got to be astronomical to go to law school and pass.
Well, I know a lot
the
of
bar.
people do that, and then they end up getting in the entertainment business, or they get into like being a representative. They basically find a way to use their legal talents in a profession that makes as much money, if not more, without having to go stand in court. They'll become a representation for football star or movie
very
stars,
true.
comedians.
That's true.
Or they go and do, you know, basically legal advice for companies where it's, you know, they know the law, but they don't actually have to ever go sit in a courtroom and deal with the drudgeries of dealing with that.
Yeah. Well, that must have been one of the gigs that helped him get into the franchise business, the food franchise business, man. Because let me tell you, it's treated that guy pretty damn good, man. I was just like, wow.
And so,
nice guy.
to wrap up this little thing,
Yeah.
our whole point is,
Yeah.
don't settle.
Absolutely not.
Find something you're good at.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have to, work 2 jobs until you can find a way to make money off of the thing that you're good at.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, if you're in a position... Sorry, I'm thinking about the security guard that was farting on his Instagram page. We'll cover that in a moment.
Yeah.
But don't settle. I mean, it's great that this young lady was looking up to be in a white shirt.
Right.
But even a white shirt, I mean, let's be honest. What's the white shirt making? $14 an hour? 15 at the most?
If that, yeah.
He's
If
probably on
that.
salary.
Absolutely.
So probably
yeah.
making 25, 30
Yeah.
grand a year, which
Probably
isn't a bad
30,
thing.
32.
But which is a pretty decent living. I would say probably making less than 30 grand a year.
You think? Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of
It's a lot of
a lot
responsibility.
of headaches,
but
man.
I don't know. Maybe it is, but anyhow, it's
Crap's
like
always getting stolen, and you know, you gotta, you know, I mean, I don't know. Anyways, point being, man, hey, you're right. There's always a bigger and better spot you can achieve in life, man. Don't settle.
so. In case you haven't seen it, there's this cat. He's probably, I would say, lower 20s. I'm guessing 23, 24.
Yeah, this guy.
But he has the old man comb over, and he's overweight. And I posted the video on our page, and I'm trying to find it to play it. But basically, for 5 months, when he was sitting at his post on his security job, and anytime he had to fart, he would record his face.
So he made a fart tape, man.
And he made a montage of this 5 months worth of farting where he'd put a funny look on his face, and it came out to like 75 farts.
Sweet.
And it went viral.
Of course.
To which his employers were not impressed at all.
Oh.
So like you're taking time. He's like, they're 3 seconds long. Like there's 75 of them, and like you're doing this in our uniform. Well,
Yeah.
his uniform looked like every security guard uniform. It was just a white shirt with a goddamn badge on it.
Yeah, exactly.
And so he records himself getting fired from this place, and it's just
I want to see the video, man.
I'm trying to pull it up, but it's so ridiculous that this one, the guy's dumb enough to post videos of him farting on Instagram. And it was a funny video, but he ended up losing his job. It's like, what the hell?
See right there, he had to have had something set up, already planned in his mind what he was going to do. I mean, come on. He went viral, you know. I mean, who knows how much he's making? Dude, is that the guy?
What's that?
Okay, never mind.
I'm trying to find.
Look like something from one of those photos. Look like this guy I know.
Well, he on his YouTube channel, I think he referred to himself as Paul Fart, like Paul Blart.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. He ended up getting
look
fired.
like Bubbles from the Trailer Park Boys.
So while I'm looking for that,
Yeah,
what
man.
else you got on your list?
So anyways, you know, you were talking about learning disabilities, man.
Yeah, I'm dumb.
No, you're no. That's not the case, man. And I've been fascinated, and I haven't done the research like I want to yet. But it seems as though
If you're familiar with my videos,
this super drug Adderall helps you retain information better and study harder and learn more faster. Do you know anything about this stuff? I mean,
No, I never got on any sort of medication.
I mean, I was
never
never
was on Ritalin or any of that
yeah,
stuff.
see, me neither, man. I was never on none of that
Here
stuff.
he goes, getting fired.
Oh,
So
man,
we're
look,
going live. About to get fired from my job, probably.
that's a big old dude, bro.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
I'm gonna get fired from a job, man.
What's going on?
Hey, what's up, man?
Listen, we need to talk, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on.
There's a bunch of pissed off people here.
Okay.
Okay. What are you doing with your phone?
I'm recording, sir.
Why are you recording?
'Cause-
Take it off.
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
No, sir.
You're not going to record me wearing that uniform.
I'm not recording you, sir. I'm recording me, sir.
Okay, you can turn it off.
Okay. Well, so you're firing me anyway, right?
Yes, I am.
It's like,
Yeah,
so
so
what do I
You
care?
need to
Yeah.
turn it off.
I don't. If you're gonna fire me, I'm done.
Okay.
So I can just
Well,
walk out of here right now, and then if that's it,
listen,
I mean, if you guys are gonna fire me, like, what's?
well, you do realize that you're on a client's property
Yeah.
wearing our uniform.
100%. I'm not gonna argue the facts
Okay.
of
All
you
right.
getting, you know.
That's what thing. Now,
Yeah.
again, it's come to our attention
He looks like a
that
hipster.
you've recorded yourself
Yeah.
in our uniform
Yeah.
on the client's property.
Never showing any logos or anything,
Okay.
though.
You can. I'm not going to argue
Okay,
with that.
that's
That's for an attorney.
That's fine.
For an
Um,
attorney.
Here's your.
Like I'm
your
gonna
write-up.
sue you for
Okay,
firing me
read
for my $8 an hour job.
If you
For
want to
farting,
dispute it,
man.
there's plenty of room down here, or on the back side that I left for you.
Okay.
Okay. So if you want to dispute it, that's fine. I have asked you to stop recording. You're refusing. So what I need you to do is go ahead and read that.
So let me see this real quick.
Is that his termination letter? Is that what that?
Yeah, they're basically writing him up, and they ask
Okay,
him if
that's
he wants
what
to sign. And he's like, no,
Okay.
and they basically fire him for his fart video that went viral. And
Wow,
it's like,
man.
I'm not surprised. They're basically, their argument is, hey, we're paying you to secure the premises and
Yeah,
watch out.
not.
But he's like, dude, they're 3 seconds videos.
yeah, and it's been, dude, how long? I mean, 75 farts, man. I don't know. It's a pretty big guy.
5 months worth.
Is that
5
what it
months.
was? I was about to say, how
5
many
months.
months did it, you know? I don't know. It's a big dude, man. Maybe he got it done pretty quick. 75 farts, but no, 5 months worth. That's a lot of farting, man. I used to do that as a kid, though. Every
Yep.
time I had to fart, man, if I had to fart and I was like 3 houses down at my buddy's house, I'd run home and hit the cassette recorder and hit the old record button and stick my butt right up to that mic, man, and go rip and let it rip, you know? And I had like probably, I don't know, about 7 fart tapes, man. Nothing but farts.
Did you do any commentary on them all at all, or just fart into them?
Oh no, man! I was like, "Here goes a good one." You know, I mean, you know, me and my buddy Jim, man, the one we talked to. Yeah, we made quite a few fart tapes, and then we got the, you know, that's when you had the little small box cassette recorders,
Yeah.
and then we ended up getting one of the boom boxes, you know, the ones you can stick on your shoulder, and then I got so tech to the point to where I got a mono microphone with a little bitty jack, man. You know, the little bitty with the like 8th jack. Boom. And I would stick that next to my butt and fart into that thing, man, all the time. Oh, dude, it was great.
So Rick has been following us on the live stream.
Oh, cool, man. What's up, bro?
He's one of the few that's been sticking with us, and thank you so much. But he's asking for some advice.
All right, what's new?
Hi, guys. Good show. I need advice on dating someone
All right.
on a dating site. We text back and forth, but no phone calls yet. And I've talked about meeting, but nothing yet. We have been talking for 2 weeks. What should I do?
Wow. Rick.
Now, I asked him to call in, but he's at work.
Okay, I get
it's
it.
a little hard to give advice when we can't ask follow-up questions, so I'm going to ask him,
Well,
have you seen pics or
yeah.
video? Because to be honest with you, Rich, it sounds like you're being catfished.
Yeah, big time, man.
If you're talking on text, that means they have a phone in their hand. If you're conversing back and forth, most third-party applications, such as your Facebook, your Instagram, your Twitters, the messengers have a video message built into it.
Absolutely.
So you can simply use the camera on your phone. I tend to believe that most people do most of their recreational web surfing via a handheld device. I think the days of people sitting at a computer desk or with a laptop on their lap are long gone.
I would agree.
I remember the days where I'd sit at this actual desk right here. I bought this desk when I moved to Florida 18 years ago. It's been moved 14 times. But I used to spend hours sitting at this desk. And when I got my divorce, I would spend hours sitting at a desk doing multiple chat sessions. And that's how I learned how to type. Is I'd have AOL Instant Messenger up, MSN Instant Messenger up. And so the fact that you've been talking to this person
2 weeks
who wants to lead you on to believe.
Has she asked for anything? I'm curious now.
Well, he said he's seen pictures.
So okay, so she's sending pictures. She's supposedly it's her text writing.
Okay, here's what you do. If for some reason this person doesn't want to talk to you audibly over the phone, or do a video chat session, and you want to make sure this person's not catfishing you. Now, there is a workaround to this if they have Photoshop skills.
Yes,
but what
they
you can
do.
simply say is, hey, do me a favor. Now, you're going to have to be tactful about this, because if this person is the person they say they are, you don't want to offend them. But you can figure out a way to tactfully maybe bring up the show catfish, or just joke around and say, or maybe turn it around and say, hey, you know what I really like?
Yeah.
You be the chick. You know what I really like?
What's that?
I know I like a picture of us together, but it's kind of hard because we never meet up.
Yeah.
So I just posted this really cool photo on my Facebook page.
Yeah.
If you could pull it up on your computer and like stand in front of it and do like a selfie, so you and I are both there. Now, obviously, if this person has Photoshop skills, they can Photoshop that in, but that would take time.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Okay.
So maybe just as a workaround for the time being,
that's a good
it's kind of like the old before and after photos where they take the photo with the today's newspaper with the date.
Exactly.
So you timestamp
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
It's kind of the same thing.
I'm
take a
innocent,
picture
bitches.
of me. Take a picture of yourself in front of a monitor with my Facebook page up on it. Something that kind of proves that this person's not using stock photos stolen from someone else's page.
True.
Or maybe tell them, hey, hold up a sign that says, I like to eat bananas while sitting in meatloaf. Just something completely stupid that it wouldn't be out there. And have them send that photo. Just kind of think of it like a proof of life in a ransom situation.
Okay. Well, hopefully this is legit, man, and he's really, onto something here. I mean, that would be my hope. But, I think 90% of these
well, see, I've been in a relationship for
online
so
stuff,
long.
90% of this online stuff is people being catfished, man. Because I've had people even.
I've been in a relationship so long that we met on MySpace.
Wow.
That's how long it's been.
Wow, bro.
And so I look around and with Facebook now, Facebook's a little harder now because back in the day, You know, you could search locations and all that. But
Yes, you could.
I'm kind of surprised that there's people still going to dating specific sites when you have the Facebooks, the Instagram, the Twitters. It's like,
Yeah, well, why would
It's
you?
like, isn't it
Why would
easier
you
just to-
spend the money, the $39.99 or whatever they were charging for you to be, you know, to join?
she's on Plenty of Fish, he says.
POF, huh?
So,
well, that's
but still no audible talking. That's the sketchy part.
Yeah.
When it's all text, and it's just transferring photos, there's no way to authenticate that.
That's
Because
where.
it could just be some random dude or some 12-year-old chick or some old
Yeah,
chick
you gotta
or
watch.
just,
You gotta watch out with that stuff, man.
and you never know. And so
That's sketchy.
the fact that they don't want to
Physically talk to you, or
just over a phone or
I mean, everybody. You know what?
even Dave has a phone. Yes, it only works when he's on Wi-Fi, but even Dave
Yeah,
has a
I
phone.
even got a phone, and I can do. You know, that's the here's the next my next question would be, how old is he? How old are you, Rick? And
This is a voicemail. Let's see what this voicemail is.
and if he's if he's in that millennial group, let's just say, they're really they love going online and being video chatting and stuff, man.
Let me give you an advice. I'm going to give you guys some advice if you're looking to get chicks, man. Chicks.
Man.
When I moved to California, I moved in with my dad. I knew nobody in California.
Yeah.
Nobody. And same when I moved down here. Now, I was fresh off of an annulment
Okay.
because she wanted to marry the guy she was effing.
Yeah.
So that saved me some money,
Always.
so I didn't have to pay anything. So instead of the divorce, I got an annulment.
Sweet.
But I had been going down to Huntington Beach on the weekends
Nice.
for like weeks.
Yeah.
Every Saturday,
Just cruising.
I'd go down to a place called Hurricanes.
Okay.
I would sit there
You've talked about it before,
on a
yeah.
bar.
Yep.
I would just drink and stare
Drink and stare.
Drink. and stare.
Another one.
Looking at the
Bartender.
women, drinking, staring.
Yep.
And I would go home empty-handed.
Right.
No luck, no moss, nothing.
Yep. Okay. All right.
But I was very observant.
Absolutely.
And I feel bad that it's taken us over an hour and a half before we got into any real content on our show. We apologize for that, but we're going to keep going. So I'm sitting around and observing, and I'm watching these chicks, man,
Yeah.
and they're dancing with dudes
Yeah.
who are on the same level with me. Some of them are even dumpier.
Yeah.
But what these
exactly.
dudes were doing was something I wasn't. They were dancing.
Right.
They were interacting.
Right.
They were confident.
They're getting out there.
And the other thing I noticed is you had a group of dudes that I like to say they gather around, they find a single chick or two single chicks,
Right.
and then they all gather around on them, almost like a pack of puppies trying to get to a dog food bowl.
Girls do it too.
So 2 advices for you, gentlemen, if you want to pick up a lady. Once again, this is 20-year-old information. I don't know if it still works with your generation,
Yeah, it might not, it might.
but something you can try. One, start drinking, loosen up,
Exactly.
and no matter how bad you dance,
Get out there.
fucking dance.
Damn right, man. Get out there and get
Dance.
loose, bro. Get some.
Find something you know how to do, something you can kind of do, or just do the 2-step.
Dude,
Just get out on the floor.
bro, one of the best places I think to go is some of the local country places in town.
Step
and they
2.
do the line dance and stuff. That's a good one.
Eye contact.
Very much so.
Find a chick, look in her eyes, smile at her,
Mm-hmm.
look away, and ignore her.
Oh, that gets them going.
She's like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah, what's up
Guy
with
made eye
him?
contact, smile, tell him, no, he don't want nothing to do with me.
Yep. Yeah. What's his deal?
And rule 3, back to the guys in the dog food bowl, go to the bar by yourself.
Yeah.
This, I discovered this
Yeah. when you-
unintentionally out because once again I was living in Long Beach. I didn't know anybody, and I was at the bar one night, and I was trying to dance. Didn't dance very well, but I was trying to dance. And then I went and I sat down on the corner, and there was an Hispanic chick there.
yeah.
And she said, "Are you by yourself?" Like, yeah.
yeah. Like,
She's like, "That shows confidence. I like that." I was like,
damn right.
I'll make a note of that.
Yeah.
She was there with some work friends.
Uh-huh.
We started chatting it up.
Damn right.
Went on the dance floor.
Got
Started
down.
sloppily trying to dance.
Damn right.
Went home with a phone number.
Beautiful.
This
Love
kind of works.
Yeah.
Went down there a few weeks later.
Let's give it another shot.
Here's another rule for you, gentlemen. If an older lady, if you're in your 20s and a 40-year-old comes up to you and she wants to dance, Dance with her.
Absolutely.
Not because you want to get with her, but there's a possibility, and this happened to me once again unintentionally. I was alone at a Hurricanes trying to dance, which I'm not a good dancer, ladies and gentlemen. I'm horrible. I realize that. But this, I was 23 at the time, and this chick came up to me, probably in her late 40s. She said, "Do you want to dance?"
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Yeah,
Dance.
why not?
So we're dancing, right? And she's like,
Yeah, grooving.
see
Getting
that
down with the girl.
see that blonde girl over there? Look over it is. Smoking hot.
Right.
Now, I'm
Yeah.
from Kentucky. I'm from Ohio and Kentucky.
Yeah.
I'm still got my accent so thick people
Yeah,
ask me where the fuck I'm from.
Oh, they will.
I
out
still
there
have my
too,
glasses,
buddy.
don't have my contacts yet. I still weigh $175. I
Right.
mean, I am so out of this girl's league, but for some reason, she mentioned to this chick that she kind of found me for whatever reason semi-attractive.
She
And
saw
so,
something.
so the older lady was basically out there fielding for her because this girl was
A little
too modest,
shy.
too shy. And so I was like, hey. And so she introduced us,
Very cool, man.
talking, dancing, got some
Yep.
phone numbers.
Damn right. That's
And
how
so-
it works, man.
And so what I had discovered is the 4, 5, 6 weeks of me sitting at the bar like some sort of creeper just staring
Just,
at the
yeah,
dance
it's like a
floor
lump on a log, just going, you know.
didn't do me any service.
Hell no, dude. You got to get out
going
there,
up
man.
and going up and trying to buy a chick. Now, once again, this is 20-year-old information. It may not be
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, you're not
But
going
trying to buy a random chick
a
a
drink.
drink
or,
and all that. No one.
I
no
think
one's
that's
into that.
weird. Yeah, I think that's weird. You know, I mean, that's kind of definitely with the stuff that's going on within the past decade. I think that's an odd thing to do.
But so here's some things to try if you're striking out. One, dance.
Damn right.
And let's be honest, the house music they play is garbage, but it's not that hard to dance to.
No.
2, do the eye contact and look away. Another example, Hurricanes, Halloween night. I was there,
Mm-hmm.
wasn't dressed up, once again by myself, because I lived in Long Beach. I worked 30 minutes away in La Habra,
Mm-hmm.
so all my coworkers lived in La Habra
Mm-hmm.
and, West Covina and all that stuff. So I still didn't have anybody. The one friend I had in Long Beach was underage because he worked with me at Sears when I was loading people's trucks and they're buying toolboxes. And so once again, it's Halloween night, and this chick was wearing one of those black bodysuits. It kind of everybody thought she was
Ooh.
trying to be the chick from The Matrix,
Oh, okay.
but
yeah,
she
yeah,
was
yeah,
dressed
yeah.
up as the chick from Underworld.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And
Kate Beckinsale's character.
and
Yep.
everybody is just railing on her, going
Really?
after trying to buy her drinks, this and that. She's blah,
Oh
blah.
boy.
And I do the whole eye contact thing. I look at her, look
Yeah.
away,
Look, kind of sad.
and then I kind of dance away from her.
Yep.
She's like,
Yep.
wait a minute, what the fuck?
Yeah, exactly. Why is he not?
And so she slowly made her way over to me. Once again, we started talking, got the phone number. So, what I'm
Yeah.
saying, am I great at pulling in women? No, it's simple. Show confidence,
Talk to him, man.
dance, do the eye contact. And the reason I say go alone, one, not only does it show confidence,
Yeah.
two, you don't have somebody else there to F it up for you.
Absolutely.
You don't have the guy, the wingman, or the guy who's
Mhm.
trying to hawk on the same girl, the guy who's trying to embarrass you so he can get the number.
Mhm.
You don't have the guy who wants to go home because he's not feeling it.
Right.
You know,
Very true.
just go
Very
by
true.
yourself.
Very true.
Especially, well, it's easy to do when you live in a town where you don't know anybody.
Yep.
It's got to be weird growing up in a smaller town like Fort Myers because once again, I've been in a relationship for a long time, so I really don't know. But
I've met a few.
I know a lot of people who grew up here,
Yeah.
and a lot of them work downtown, and they've been downtown since they're in their 30s now.
Yeah. Yep.
It's like that's a very small pond to go fishing from. It's almost like everybody
They
who
know
everybody down there has dated the same people.
Yep.
It's just like
They all know each other.
yeah, it's
man.
like it's a very very small community,
very,
a very small pond to fish from.
Yeah. When you're local like that, it's like you're known.
Dave, do you want to be Rich's wingman?
Be Rich's wingman?
Yeah.
Well, no, he doesn't need a wingman.
He's a DJ, man.
Does he? He needs a wingman.
So are you DJ
How old
now?
are you, Rich?
Well, apparently this chick has a kid. He's talking with
Okay, that on the Plenty of Fish.
Lorenzo's
gig.
helping him out here, and apparently he has a kid. I can only see so much of the
Yeah.
conversation.
Well, here's the thing, man. Is he needs to talk to this girl. You know,
The
You-
fact that
you-
she, the
he
fact that
knows
she
you
hasn't
already
audibly
rich.
talked to him concerns
Apparently,
me.
this chick has a
Hold
kid.
on,
I'm trying
he's talking with the fact that they haven't audibly spoken once again with the phone.
yeah, that's sketch, man.
In modern day, there's no reason not to do a voice. You
Especially
need
after
proof of
2
life.
weeks,
You need proof
dude.
of identity. You need to know who she is, what she looks like,
Right.
the whole 9 yards.
And how legit this really is, because everybody is out to take everybody nowadays, man.
Hey,
Especially with
Lonzo's
modern
asking
tech.
about your plus sign, so why don't you go ahead and hit that real quick?
Oh yeah, man. I forgot about this. You can see it.
Yeah.
Hey, wait, hold on. There we go.
That was Dave's Walmart special that he found.
Yeah, I found this, man. What do you think of that, huh? Thank you.
The irony is he brought it in before we even had a camera, so it was kind of pointless to have.
I did, huh?
Yeah.
It stays on. You got to hold the button down, though.
Yeah.
It was only like $2,
We're
man.
thinking about putting recording on it and throwing it outside the wall.
Yeah, we need to do something with it, man. Yeah, we need to. That'd be cool. Check it out. Yeah. There's one of those Walmart specials, man. I was just cruising through one day. I said, hey, look at that. Oh, man, they're fire selling these things. $1.99? Ah, why not? Why not? Well, buddy, for Rick, once again, you got to talk to her, bud. That's the number one advice I think D-Train would say too is you got to talk to her and you got to get some sort of visual identification.
Otherwise, you got to move on, bro.
Yeah, you're gonna have to.
You're going to
man.
end up on an episode of Catfish.
Yep.
It's not going to be good.
You're gonna end up in trouble, bad man.
It's going to be some dude with like 14 kids,
Or
a lazy eye.
some chick that's gonna say, hey, can you help me out? Gonna want money, instantly, whatever it may be. Who knows, man? But yeah, bro, you've got to talk. You've got to talk. You've got to get visual identification of who this person is. No doubt about it. Well, brother, what time is it, man?
It's late, man. I say we wrap it up. We've been going forever.
Holy moly, man.
Yeah.
Dude, this,
I appreciate
Killing
you guys
it tonight.
hanging out with us tonight. It's a
Killing it.
long run, but
yeah.
at least we got the audio working. Everything is good.
I think everybody's pretty happy, man.
If you're just watching us on the live stream and you want to find out how to download the Audible versions of these so you can listen to them at your convenience, please go to d-410.com. Click on the Waterman and D-Train show. You can also check out my What's the Scuttlebutt, which I haven't done a new episode in a while. It's going under some redevelopment. I'm lining up some new interviews. You can follow me on Twitter at Donovan410. You can find everything I do there. Obviously, if you're watching this video, you know about the Waterman and D-Train Show Facebook page. If you're
Absolutely.
if you're an Audible user, thank you so much for downloads. You can also follow us on Facebook. Just go to the Waterman and D-Train Show. Now the D and the word and D-Train are all one.
Mm-hmm.
So find us there. You can follow me on Instagram at DTrain96K. And how about you, Dave?
Really, I'm banned from everything but Instagram right now. So you can find me on Instagram at Dave_the_Waterman. So, yeah, that's where you can get me at, buddy. And, always send me a message through the Waterman and D-Train Show page and
So
pass
thanks
it along to me.
thanks everybody so much.
Yeah,
if
man.
you are a podcast fan and you want to get us more in the Audible format so you can listen to us in your car, please check us out on Apple Podcast, otherwise known as iTunes. You can also find us on the Stitcher app. This was a long episode, but
Yeah.
hey, we had audio. We talked a little bit of news. We gave out some advice.
Yeah, man. We
We
talk.
believe in you.
Yes, we do. I
Dave
believe in
Dave
you.
is 70% more capable of doing what he's doing, but Dave's a different story. Everybody else,
Yeah, you don't, it's
You're-
going to get, hey, brother, hey,
you're
look,
capable of doing more than what you're doing now. If
I
you're not
just
happy
got a
with your-
promotion, bro. Come
Congratulations,
on.
bro. I'm talking to the people out
Oh.
there. We believe in you.
Yeah, man.
You can do whatever it is you want to do.
Damn right.
Don't settle for less. If you're at the top of a low ceiling job, maintain that job, but put some feelers out there. Let's all strive to improve our lives. Let's be positive. And thanks for tuning in. And we will talk to you next week. Dave, take it out.
All right, everybody. Once again, we're just happy to have you guys. Almost said it. But I I almost said the word.
I gotta
congratulate
you. I'm
I
disappointed.
almost said the word. Hey, bro, where
I
did
was
that come
really
from, man?
I've been sitting here for the last 2 hours waiting for you to say the word stoked because I was going to
I
shoot your ass.
almost. Come on, man. Not in the eyes, please, man. I've already
Why would I hit you
got.
in the
I got
eyes?
enough injuries already, man. But no, we want to thank everybody. Hey, dude, that thing actually hurts, bro. Come on, hey, dude, that thing is. Whoa, bro. Oh. All right, we'll catch you guys next week. Appreciate you tuning in, dude. Oh, come on.
Thanks, y'all.
Woo!
We got to give people on the video something to watch. Thank you all. We'll see you next week.